You are being hunted. Hunted by a system that demands absolute mediocrity. Imagine this. Instead of plotting a ruthless takeover of the aerospace industry, Elon Musk is rotting in a moldy, windowless 40-square-foot box for 5 years. Why? To memorize standardized test answers for the privilege of becoming a low-level, pension-collecting postal worker. Imagine Steve Jobs, instead of designing the iPhone, obsessively memorizing ancient Chinese characters just to bow at a corporate entrance exam. Sounds like a sick, twisted joke, doesn't it? It's not. This is a chilling, live-action horror show of human potential unfolding right now in South Korea, a nation hoarding some of the highest IQs on the planet. Welcome to the march of the world's most brilliant, yet most flawlessly castrated National Surrender Squad. Young Americans step off the graduation stage and straight into a financial abyss, $100,000 in student debt. You become a lifelong battery for Wall Street. But here's the twisted paradox. That terrifying wilderness turns you into a predator. With a gun to your head and nothing to lose, you lock yourself in a filthy garage and code a startup that breaks the world. South Korea is a different beast entirely. They are bred in a sterile, padded incubator. A single failure doesn't mean debt, it means social execution. You become an untouchable. So where do these genius minds run to hide? Medical school. They aren't trying to change the world, they are barricading themselves in a high-income bunker to protect their own damn rice bowls. Let's play a game. What if Silicon Valley's gods were born in Seoul? Steve Jobs, with his psychopathic perfectionism, immediately rejected at a Samsung interview for being an arrogant liability. If he somehow got a job, a middle manager would steal his patents, forcing him to rage quit and sell cheap USB drives in a dingy alleyway. Bill Gates in his garage, raided by city officials for illegal zoning and fined into bankruptcy. So what is the inevitable endgame? You grind through an elite university, become a corporate drone, and by your late 40s, the corporation spits you out like chewed grit. Your severance pay? You blow it all opening a franchised fried chicken restaurant. The obsessive rush to medical school isn't driven by greed. It is a desperate rat-in-a-cage survival instinct to escape the inescapable fried chicken crash. This psychological horror starts in the cradle. Right now, across Korea, 10-year-old children are locked under harsh fluorescent lights, mechanically solving advanced university calculus in pre-med academies. At an age where they should be tearing things apart with raw curiosity, they are being precision engineered into multiple-choice meat machines. This isn't education. This is elegant, systematic erasure. A nation cheerfully dismantling the frontal lobes of its own youth. The fallout is catastrophic. Geniuses who bleed to get into Seoul National University's engineering program are ripping up their acceptance letters. They drop out to re-roll the dice for obscure provincial medical schools. Do you hear that? That is the flat line of a nation's R&D heart. Why? Because of a psychotic addiction to standardization. Meet Dr. Kim, an AI architect from Silicon Valley who flew back to Seoul to build an empire. Did they want his disruptive neural networks? No. The 60-year-old bureaucrats only cared that his font size was wrong and that he didn't bow deeply enough to his elders. After 18 months of writing soulless, standardized apology letters, Dr. Kim packed his bags and fled back to California. This is the real-time destruction of bureaucracy strangling a genius. America worships think different. Your weirdness is the seed of a billion-dollar IPO. In Korea, being different is a virus. The moment you step off the conveyor belt, you aren't a visionary, you are a socially defective freak. The nail that sticks out doesn't just get hammered down, it gets ripped out and melted. Only perfectly identical gray bricks survive here. Steve Jobs wouldn't be a CEO, he'd be heavily medicated. The data doesn't bleed. Look at the global PISA scores. Korean teens absolutely humiliate the rest of the world in math and science. American kids choking around 28th place. So fast forward 20 years, where did the prodigies go? The American high school dropouts built SpaceX and OpenAI. Meanwhile, South Korea's Nobel laureates in science remain at a flat, embarrassing zero. Why? Because entering a Korean university is a retirement party. The second they cross the gates, their brains shut down. They devolve into empty husks, chasing English certificates to pad a resume. And the ultimate punchline? The Korean government just slashed their national science budget overnight. They literally unplugged their own life support. You might be thinking, well, if all the geniuses become doctors, Korea must be a medical utopia, right? You are being played. These geniuses aren't saving lives in life and death trauma centers. Essential medicine is collapsing. They're all flocking to the ultra-safe cash-printing factories of plastic surgery and dermatology. The sharpest minds of a generation are holding laser hair removal wands instead of scalpels. And the government? After gutting the science budget, they watch America conquer space and AI and are now frantically screaming, wait, science is important. It's a pathetic comedy of errors written in data. The American machine is a ruthless meat grinder. If you fail, you freeze on the asphalt. But inside that savage wilderness, the raw chance to disrupt the world still exists. South Korea offers you a different deal, a perfectly warm, padded cell where you will never starve. But the cost of admission is your soul, your creativity, and the entire future of the nation. So I ask you, would you rather be a wild, starving innovator, drowning in debt but building rockets to the stars? Or would you prefer to slowly rot in a perfectly sterile cage as the wealthiest dermatologist in the graveyard? Pick your shadow.
Welcome to the march of the fading stars, where we trade our wings for iron bars. A sterile room, a padded cell, a multiple choice machine in this shell, emptying the dreams of the young and the bold.